Like the bing, bing, bing. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while, so I'm gonna fill you in with a bit of my life experiences. So here goes. Today I wanted to take some time out and talk about my laser experience. There's definitely been some good and definitely been some, I would say, bad, on the fence of horrible experience that I've gone through. So today I want to just talk about it and let it all out. I just want to be very, very clear that I'm here to share my experience and what I went through. This is not something to put down a certain person or put down their business in any shape or form. I just want to share my experience. So first of all, let's start off with a backstory. I've always kind of suffered with my confidence in certain areas of my body just because it was a bit darker and because I would get little razor bumps. So at first I would start to shave these areas. So I shaved my underarms, I would shave my bikini line all the time, and I noticed like I would get razor bumps or I'd have like a little bit darker area there. So I was recommended to start waxing. When I started waxing, I noticed that there wasn't much of a difference. It was still darker and probably lightened up a little bit, the area specifically, but the razor bumps were still there. I was still getting irritations, which left me feeling very uncomfortable and unconfident most of the time. And I don't know about you, but I really wanted to be on the beach with my high cut bikinis and just showing it all, like, and not caring so much. So I started doing laser. I went on a few consultations at first, and laser, to tell you the truth, depending on where you go, it can be very painful. So the first few consultations, I was like, I don't know if I can do this because it's just a bit too painful. Like in terms of waxing and laser, at least the consultations I went on, I wasn't really enjoying the full experience. But I did end up going with one girl that, you know, made me feel a little bit more comfortable. I had started with an underarms consultation with her, and from the looks of it on the outside, it looked like, you know, she could probably handle my skin complexion as well, because that's another very, very important factor. When you are darker skin, you have to make sure that that person has experience with your type of skin tone. To tell the truth, now that I look back at it, I should have probably gotten a clue a little bit earlier, but I didn't. So I went on quite a few sessions and I was enduring a lot of pain. I believe it was on my 5th session where things got a little bit more crazy and I got burnt. And when I say I got burnt, like I didn't even realize at the time that I was burnt, like in that second. So with this one particular person, I would have to actually numb all of the area, wrap myself in saran wrap, and then go over to their studio. And when I got there, then I would unwrap and then they would start. So by that time, I was kind of hoping that things would be numb, right? So I wouldn't feel it as much, especially the bikini area, because as you know, it's very, very sensitive. So you can only imagine when someone's vaulting something in that area and it hurts, right? So I was very, very, like, I'm so low pain tolerant, so I had to be extra numb as possible, and I try to get the routine down, so I couldn't book appointments on certain days or certain times because I knew like it had to take like roughly about 45 minutes to an hour to get numb. So if it was a day that I had to go from work right to it, I was like, no, it's impossible. Like I had to book it on special days just to be very considerate of that. Like I could not go without numbing. So when I did go, I think it was on my 5th session where I actually got burnt. And typically I'm normally a big baby at this. As I said, I'm very low pain tolerant, so it always hurts. So during the session when I got burnt, I had honestly just thought I was being a baby, and that's kind of the direction I kept getting from the person doing it. It was like, you know, like you just gotta breathe through it, just gotta handle it. And that's what I kept trying to do, is just trying to bear through that pain. And then I realized that I had gotten burnt, because by the time I actually get up, usually like the pain's kind of gone by the time you're leaving the appointment, but this time it was very different. It was sharp pain that just would not go away. And I remember getting an ice pack for it and trying. I got in my car and I drove right to Walmart to get like Polysporin and anything I could try to find to ice it or make it feel better. Up until this point, my laser experience had been very painful regardless, so the burn was just something on top of it, and it just made things even worse. And I remember feeling that burn and then seeing it kind of develop into like black spots on my body, and I was kind of terrified by laser, and I was like, I don't think I should go back, but I did. I went back a few times for my underarms, and then I started to do the Brazilian again, and then I got burnt again. And after that, I was kind of just like, okay, I do not think laser is for me. Maybe I should just go back to waxing. Maybe I should just give it all up, because I was honestly at that point. But something told me like, you know, maybe I should just research other places and find out, is this actually supposed to be happening? Because it was very painful and I could not do this anymore, but I was super proud of my progress so far at the same time. So I started Googling places and started looking around more, and I found a Black owned laser place, and I was super excited. I was like, hey, let me give them a try. And I went to that laser experience, and I told them my story. I was like, you know, like I've been burnt before, like this is what's happened to me, you know, just kind of take your time with everything, because you know, I've been going through it so far. Having that story kind of laid out was kind of helpful, because they made me feel super comfortable. Everything was clean and sanitary. We did a test area and I could not feel a thing. And I was like, what is going on? I was like, there's nothing happening. And they were like, okay, let's go up a little bit. And then I'm like, well, still, like I can feel it, but like I don't feel the same type of jolting pain that I felt before. And they're like, well, if we use a different machine, probably, this is probably just a little bit different. And no word of a lie, like I did my underarms and I felt nothing. And then I did my bikini line. And again, I walked out and literally I felt like a ghost walking, because I was like, there's no way that something's actually happening, because you don't feel that jolting pain. Like I was so used to like having like the bing, bing, bing little shocks like kind of happening in your body. And this one is just like, you don't go through that type of pain at all. One thing that they did recommend at the laser place is this roller. Now this is called 10 Skin, and it comes like a roller. So initially when I started going to them, they recommended this. I bought it, I think it was like 20 bucks. And what I do every single day and every single night is I wipe the bikini line with this. You can also use it on the underarms, but my problem area is really my bikini line. So this is what I focus on, is I just go like wipe every single day and night. I just do a quick swipe. And especially before I was going on vacation, I was really, really rigorous with this routine where I do it day and night. And I noticed it started really healing the razor bumps and lifting the dark spots. So I'm super excited that I actually switched, and now, you know, I'm super excited about my progress. As you can see, like, you know, I don't have to like worry so much about my underarms or my bikini line. I just went on vacation and I took time to actually enjoy it, wearing high cut bikinis, and I'm really, really happy that I got to experience that. I really want to share that story to tell you, you know, there is definitely hope out there. If you're experiencing anything like what I did, just do your research, make sure it's pain-free for you, especially if you cannot handle pain. Do a consultation and see if it feels like that gigantic pain is happening, then maybe you should try somewhere else. If you're getting burnt, that should definitely not be happening. So yeah, just hopefully this helps shedding some light, that there is some light at the end of the tunnel. If you're anything like me that struggles with, you know, razor bumps, anything like that, definitely would recommend laser for sure. And thank you so much for listening, and I hope to share more. Thank you. Bye.